Hello. Hi. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. It's actually the 13th week of 2025. I still put 2024 in my mind, and often when I am like writing something, um, I am fixing this. There we go. That was so like backwards. Oh boy. All right. So it's been a while, and a lot of things have happened. And we'll talk about as many as possible. But I can't promise I'll make it through everything that I have. I have so much, so much. If you're watching this on replay, drop a dolphin emoji in the chat, in the you know comment section. Oh my gosh, already we're starting, and we're already starting with a bad Wi-Fi. All right, so this might just be annoying. I'm gonna press record just in case. I don't know if it'll. Actually, hold on. I can record. Yes, I can record here. All right. Well, if it doesn't record, it doesn't record. We have. Oh my gosh, there's just so much to talk about. So much to talk about. I didn't even pull up the things, the screens, the links, because I don't even know what I'll be talking about. 90 Day Fiance. I really wanted to talk about for the first time. Sorry. Oh, my foot, super cramp, super cramp. Hold on. Sorry. Today I went to the physical therapist, and no one cares because I don't really care when people on YouTube say like their personal life unless it's a vlog. But that's why it's hurting. I was doing press ups, like when you lay on your back and then you're like pushing against this like board with your feet, with your legs, and my left toes started cramping. But apparently, it's worth dismissing to the physical. It's crap, this physical therapy. But anyways, this one, not in general. So yes, I have 90 Day Fiance, but I want to do that separately, or I might just do that today. I don't know. No one's here on the chat, so I might just I might just do the self-indulgent thing. Um, but I have so many things that I didn't get to last week. I have, well, the Oliver Stone of it all and the Armie Hammer of it all. I actually ended up watching bit more. I think at that time, yeah, I had already watched the Pierce Morgan interview that he had, and then I had watched the episode of his podcast that came out last week, and then I had watched over the weekend the one with his mom. Both. Did I finish them? I think I didn't finish them because yesterday I realized, oh crap, I need to wake up early, and so I went to bed because I was just like, it was an interesting one because there was a lot of Bible talk. It was like, yeah. Anyways, I knew a mom like that, and yeah, it's hard. It's hard, and there were a lot of comments in the comment section as far as like respect to Army because it's tough. I think he kept trying to say. I feel like it wasn't so much about the religion of it all, which he got really upset when he called it religion, but Christianity is a religion. It's not really a faith, but anyways, either way, Especially how she's doing it. It was interesting. I'm so confused. I would have liked to understand more what the difference is. She barely talked about that. Because I know that I am not Christian because I don't do religion. I don't do man-made religion. So, yeah. So it's interesting, but I'm just all over the place already. I don't know. It was an interesting time. If someone would see me watching that, probably wouldn't see that much because a lot of it was just internal. But sometimes I would externalize my thoughts or my reactions. But yeah, I'm so excited to talk about this. I got into, a while ago, Piers Morgan. Hi, P. Hi. He had talked about Meghan, just on time. Meghan Markle, Meghan. So, because on her Instagram is Meghan the Duchess of Sussex, and that's the only social media I use. Is it that or just the last name? Anyways, and so I was like, I kind of remember, but I don't. So I kind of dove a little bit into that and the Sharon Osbourne of it all. And the Sharon Osbourne thing was just crap because all she said was that she supports him, and she even said that she doesn't agree with him. And I thought, I hope people would, say things like that nowadays or anytime. Like, hey, I support this person, but I disagree. I have a different opinion or whatever, but I support them in having the opinion because that's the platform that they have. But I think a lot of them, because he's like, kind of like Megan Kelly and Candace Owens, like they all have their own thing now, right? So I think it's, I don't know if that started, but you know, like Dave Neal says, do your own thing. Don't rely on network TV or anything like that. But yeah, I was still confused. I haven't really dug down that rabbit hole, but um, yeah, I remember being confused at that time too. I'm like, wait, what did he actually say that was bad? Like, he didn't believe her. Okay. It was so confusing. Anyways, so yeah, but yeah, I have like love and hate with Pierce Morgan. Sometimes he says things that no one says, but he's so spot on. And maybe he's spot on all the time, but sometimes I just don't like what he says. But yeah, I'm glad sometimes that some people, you know, didn't give up, I guess. But oh my gosh, it's just like, it's so interesting. Like I was saying, 2025, and especially like it's a lot of men, but not just men, that are making a comeback with like redemption stories, kind of, or whatever. So, yeah, I'm now just kind of locked in on the Army Hammer stuff. Have yet to dive deeper, but it's kind of like a shallow medium dive so far that I've done. But yeah, I don't know if I should start with that or just the Blake Lively. I was shocked. Yeah, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday that it came out with Kid Pool. I was so, the way that Ryan Reynolds was talking about it. In my mind, I'd be like, I was like, um, child services, and I know it's not violence and this and that and whatever. But it's not swear words. It's not, it's not like just, oh, talking bad words or whatever. It's the phrasing of it all and the fact that it just came across very sadistic. Um, where, like, what parent, what person, well, I know people and parents. I don't know them personally, but I've seen them like in real life, people and parents who think it's hilarious when their kids swear or say something like provocative. It's not morally right. it is borderline abusive in a way. Like, it depends, but to me it felt like that. It felt so violating, especially because um his daughter said no. She had the like the majority at what, 13 or whatever, to say no, and her dad didn't. Oh gosh. Yeah, I mean, people who love Deadpool also probably love this stuff. That's the I feel the sad thing, or I don't know. Maybe I'm generalizing, but I feel like Deadpool was always about just that kind of humor, and so I don't. Again, I don't. And a lot of people are feeling like he's not going to really get burned by this, but and then also like Blake Lively, this she didn't have an exact direct line to it. We don't know how she felt or didn't feel about it yet. But yeah, they're just like constantly just things popping up. Um, but we have Armie Hammer. We have on the Piers Morgan interview that he did, Armie did, which by the way, I know like there's some kind of a tough background to his namesake grandfather, but like I really like that name, Armand. Um, is it Armand? I think so, yeah. But yeah, so um, he was talking about Kevin Spacey. For some reason, I was thinking of Rowan Atkinson when I was trying to think of Kevin Spacey's name. I don't know why. But yeah, and how um, what? Why did I even go down that route? I don't even know what I wanted to say with that. What did I want to say? Oh yeah, yeah. Because yeah, you're saying Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are cooked. Um, it's like just everyone I feel like has a comeback if they want to come back, and if they okay, maybe they are cooked because if they're smart enough to shut up when they need to shut up and lay low, and I mean, in Army Hammer's case, I mean, he really did the work. I was just moved when he was talking. Where did I see him? Oh, Billy Bush. Yeah, when he was talking on Billy Bush's podcast, I was like, I mean, you just need to tell me, not that you did therapy or that you're doing therapy, but like the details of it and what you've learned and what you've gotten. And I'm like your best friend, kind of. And I want him to be like my friend now. Because, yeah, and there's like some similarities that I saw. Um, and he's like my age, which I was surprised. I thought he was older. I think Hollywood like ages you. But anyways, but yeah, he's coming back. But he did the work. And as far as like, the story is very different, and yeah. But Blake Lively and Reynolds, hi Arnaldo. I don't think they'll do the work. I don't think they'll even lay low. It just seems like they're just burning themselves over and over and over. I was saying, I mean, we were all saying, I was saying like so many weeks ago that they just keep digging their own grave, and they're not stopping. They're not stopping. Although the motion to dismiss that she has, like, just by chance, it might work. Um, or she might get something out of it. Did you guys watch As Two Lawyers lately and other parts? P. Army is kinky and that's not a crime. Well, but it is if the other person doesn't consent, and that was the whole thing that. And I don't think I was saying this on here, but at the end of the day, like, oh, it's oh gosh, that's such a complicated part, such a complicated part. Which I think also maybe why a lot of people don't even venture into that, because it's like, well, I don't know. Like, it's just so complicated. Sometimes some people come back and say, oh, wait, yeah, I know I said yes, but I didn't mean it or whatever. Like, it's so complicated. And sometimes people just do it if you're famous, they just kind of do it for that reason. I haven't dug so much into that. I saw the two videos, the one from the the documentary and the one from um, just online or whatever, the first one. And I mean, it's kind of like the Blake Lively of it all, but worse because these women are like in your face saying that the things that they're saying, and Blake Lively just kind of wrote down some things, and we can put whatever voice we have and whatever emotionality we have onto that, but um, I'll say the one in the documentary, I didn't really believe, like, something about that was off. Not that I didn't believe her, but like it just felt like it didn't feel like the first one. I'm sorry, I don't know their names, but the big one that's still writing about it and all this stuff. Um, I'm saying the first one because he was describing her as his first affair, like the first one that started it all. And yeah, like she seems like she believes it, at least. She seems at least like she's genuine in her emotion, but that's tough too to say about people. But yeah, I don't know, it's hard, and it's a very different story. But yeah, gosh, I'm definitely like I don't know, I feel weird to say that I'm happy that he's coming back, and I'm happy. I don't know, I'm just so happy. Like I said, just tell me that you went to therapy, tell me you're still going to therapy. um and like all that you've learned, and like you won me over. So yeah, it's hard because I think in his interview, in his like podcast interview with his mom, or like on the Piers Morgan, I don't know, people should have a chance to redeem themselves. And we talked about this. And I don't know. Hi, Angel. I don't know if you guys, I think on here, you guys were saying the same thing. Like, people should have that chance if they do the work, if they are sorry for what they need to be sorry. And if, also if things were proven that were not true or whatever, they should have a chance to redeem themselves. Um, this cancel culture, like, it should be kind of like pause. It should be pause culture. That's maybe what we need to get into. That's the next chapter. Like, we went into like no cancel culture. You can say whatever, to like cancel culture. You can't say anything. And now let's go with pause. It's like, think about it. Is there something that we said that was not great, or did that was not great? Do the work, say sorry, or don't if there's nothing to do that, and then, resume and all that stuff. But um, yeah, you guys stay away from Reddit, right? Is that a pun intended on it? Because of the like combining Armie Hammer and this whole other thing. Was it you that told me to get on Reddit? One of you guys, or girls, told me to get on Reddit, and I did. And I don't think I've been there since, except for that one time that I was reading that post. It's such like, I don't know. I need to get used to it. It's so much. It's so much. Um, but that's, I mean, I hate to say exciting. It's exciting from that place of justice, like when you think that people are going to like blow things off, dismiss things like, oh, it's not a big deal. Oh, whatever. He said this, he did this, whatever. And just like bury it under the rug sort of thing. And when that doesn't happen and people are like, hold up, that's what I'm trying to say, excited. But I don't know what is going on Reddit. Let us know on him. Just a little bit, a little summary. Like, is it just like the Justin supporters, or is it just like the internet as a whole? Is there like a new subreddit? Is that how it works? Like, you just create subreddits based on like things come up, like a new story comes up and it's a new subreddit that everyone like gravitates to, or how does that work? Um, but yeah. So yeah, Army story is interesting. it's the context of the joke too. Toddlers cursing is one thing, but the line was gross. Yeah, exactly, exactly. I'm not a parent. A lot of people are like, I'm not a parent, but I've seen parents, or like it doesn't take a parent. And also there are parents who are like, not in the whole world would I make my child say that or think that's okay to say. Because of the nature of it. And then to me, I think that was gross, but like I said, like the worst part was that he guilt tripped her into it and then made her rehearse, I don't think 500 times, but 70 times, I believe, you know, maybe 20 times, 40 times. I feel like 40 times should be fine, but I don't know these people. It seems like they're crazy. You don't know. Maybe it was 500 times. I don't know. And it's interesting because on last week I was watching this Armie Hammer. I got into the Armie Hammer lane of topics, and I was watching his episode 121 on his podcast on his YouTube, because that's where I watch my podcasts. I'm glad when people have them on YouTube. And it is so weird to go from that to Ryan Reynolds, because that episode, oh my gosh, that was like both, I don't know, inspiring is the right word, but to like hear the resilience of a human being, like human children, like it was both like horrible to hear what was happening with his guest. I forget his name. Sorry, I didn't even write it down. Um, and also like in like really fascinating, I guess it's more the term of how how what children can and what humans can live through. Because the guy was saying that his brother drank gasoline or something because of the stuff that was going on in their adoption home, or was it, I don't know if they were adopted or in foster or something parents. And yeah, to go from that and to see those two men, Army and this guy. Actually, I do have the link. I just didn't pull anything up. So let's see his name because it's on there. Jason Geshin? Geshin? I didn't even see, I didn't even read that he was the former FBI special agent, or a former. And to see how they talk about kids and how horrified they are at, at that, and I understand it's not the same thing, but like, I don't know. It's like once you're a parent, I feel like you and they talk about, or Blake Lively at least was talking at that one conference or whatever about child violence, or like, I don't want to say the word, and you do this, and people will say like it's not the same thing. People have pointed out, well, the kid pool, whatever, had like water guns. This is how I think about ratings in the US. Hold on. Yeah, I'm upside down again. How people don't understand. Sorry, hold on. I don't know, people don't understand, but like I didn't understand how you go from like, I don't know, it was both too extreme and not extreme enough. Like, I don't know. Ratings are weird, but yeah. Anyways,
It has always been such a scary idea to me because
is this like AI? Because she's like, you can't see my voice, you can't see my lips. Probably is AI. I don't even know.
Her side. Yeah, and he's like, don't you ever do that again to your mom.
Yeah. I like that.
Okay. Yeah, that was cool.
We are taking you.
Yes.
And they put you into orphanages?
Foster care.
Okay, so
directly into foster care.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then That didn't go so well.
No, that would worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in Battleground, Washington, which isn't, if most people have never heard of it, it's on the outs. So Vancouver, Washington is on the very
Sure.
south side, just across from Portland, Oregon.
Right.
Well, if you head out, that would be northeast. You hit Battleground by about 20 minutes.
Like he's just joking with me. He's fucking with me.
So like,
Yeah.
if you heard their stories when they were kids, it was equally bad, if not worse. So, you know, you get injured. And back then,
Sorry, I wasn't prepared for that. I was going to talk about this other moment. But yeah, so it was foster care that they were in. So, but yeah, so going from that to like this crap with Deadpool stuff, it's just like, I think it also saves my mind from going like, oh my gosh, I lose hope in humanity. I mean, watching these two men, I have notes on like, you know, it's just I don't know. I'm like, I can't, caught is the word. I was like, what am I, caught between reading the chat, catching up with the chat, and like talking about this. But yeah, so like this part is like that I wanted to talk about mainly was about, again, therapy, or just well, no, therapy, yeah. And how what's his name, Jason, right? Yeah, talks about how it's patronizing if people say like, oh, it's going to be fine, or you're going to be fine, you know. And it's different, having like a positive attitude and mindset from dismissing, you know, what you're going through or what someone is going through, and how patronizing, he called it, or dismissive it is for people to say that. And I was like, men. these are men. These are mature men. These are men that are man enough. Man enough. Oh gosh, imagine Man Enough podcast with Armie Hammer. Well, both of them, but you know, yeah. Oh goodness. Hopefully we'll see that. But okay, so back to the chat. I think Robert Downey Jr. is in Army's corner, which is good. Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. He got canceled too, didn't he? Or was he just like in like the rehab on and off kind of state before cancel culture? And when was he fine by the time cancel culture came around? Or was he the first? I just remember something, but I was like too young to remember too much. I did think he was good looking though, Robert Downey Jr. He was good looking, man. I thought, whoops, I thought his encounters were all consensual. Yeah, well, that's what he says. That's what, or it has not been proven otherwise. Was it LA court system or whatever? Found nothing to say otherwise, and there was like no charge or anything. And he was talking on Billy Bush's podcast, and that's what like got me intrigued. Well, not just that, but like the whole, that started it all for me. Because he was saying that it also came around the Me Too movement, or like around that time where it seemed like he was one of the perfect examples, you know, to nail, and they just had nothing that stuck to him, because all the evidence, I guess, proved that otherwise, that it was consensual and it wasn't like, you know, things were coming out. And he also said something interesting, I think, in his podcast, that I wonder if it was like attorney's eyes only kind of situation, because the way that he said it was that if no, I think it was in the Pierce Morgan interview, that if the messages would come out from both sides, you know, easily people will be like, okay, yeah, no, this was consensual and this is nothing. But he, because it was an affair, he was deleting all of the messages as they were coming or whatever. So he didn't have it and the other side wasn't interested in publishing that side of it. But in the investigation, with the court and everything, they saw the exchanges. I don't know. He didn't say subpoena, but it sounded like something like that. Like, um, but he didn't get to see it. He doesn't have the ability to see it. So I wonder if it sounds like what we now have learned, attorneys eyes only kind of thing. And I wonder if this is not for text messages necessarily, between Justin and Blake and Ryan, obviously, but beyond that with Taylor Swift or uh, Hugh Jackman, right? That's his name. I don't know why I never remember his name. All these other text messages, I don't think they'll be like that because, again, it's not the same thing. But that's, I think, what they wanted. Blake's side, lively side. So yeah, I get changing your mind and getting constant consent, but making allegations because you regret a consensual act after. Yeah, yeah. You guys stay away from. Oh, Reddit. Yeah. So now his personal life is public fodder, and unfortunately gave a lot of people the ick. I mean, oh my gosh, yeah. See, I didn't even remember, but I remember, like, I was saying the other, like, a week or whatever ago. Is he the one with the cannibal that was branded a cannibal or whatever? And then I've been doing this a lot, and then something comes out. I was it was like a political story that oh my gosh, guys, you have to watch Paradise. And I say that with a caution, well, not a caution, but like I almost don't want you to watch it because I'm afraid that it's going to become real. And it's not something any of us want to become real. But it's amazing. It blew my mind. Episode 7 or 5 or 6, at the end of, I think, 5 or 6, and episode 7 was like the background story, but 5 or 6, at the very end, it is such a perfect movie moment. The music is on point, the rhythm is so perfectly aligned with the sentiment. It makes you feel exactly what they want you to feel, what is like appropriate to feel in that moment. It's like I'm getting, oh my gosh, I'm getting goosebumps already. Or again, it is so beautiful. That's Paradise, the TV show. Anyways, how did I get onto that? How did I get? Oh, yeah. And then 2 days later, I see something in, this whole thing with the leaked war plans or something. I was like, oh my gosh. What was I just saying to myself as I was watching Paradise episode 7? That, oh crap, if this is going to happen with this presidency, we are so screwed and they are screwed. They're not going to survive any more than we are. But also the whole world would be even worse off than I think in Paradise because, man, the president in Paradise, what's his name? James Madsen or whatever, the actor. He is, I don't know. I became a fan with this show of him. He's such a good actor. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, so then with Armie Hammer, I think right before he was on Billy Bush, I started like talking about him or something, and then here he goes. I'm like, I'm just making things happen in the universe. I don't know, good or bad. Maybe I should think about, the Justin Baldoni winning side, Blake Live. I don't know. Maybe I'll deal with something crazy, like start thinking and like I have to believe it, or it has to come to me. Maybe it's not so much I'm creating it, but I'm like anticipating it. But if I'm creating it, yeah, think about her apologizing. These are the crickets that we'll hear with that. It'll never happen. But never say never, I guess, as Justin Bieber would say. But yeah. So yeah, the whole ick situation. I'm still like iffy, but not so much because of the allegations and everything. But I feel like, especially when I watch his not even watch his previous roles, but like screen captures of his role. I remember him from The Social Network. That was a good movie. Such a weird way that has shaped up for him, but I'm saying like in general for all of us. Facebook was a cool idea at the beginning. It was a really good idea, and it's become a nightmare. And then Gossip Girl. He was on Gossip Girl maybe before that. I don't remember, but that was so many people were on Gossip Girl. I don't know that I showed you guys. Did I show you guys? I didn't show you guys. No, I have it here because we've had so many other things that happened that I didn't get to show you what he said on Billy Bush about that. Because on the Chelsea Handler, whatever that thing was, he had some other things to say. It's right at the start, so I'll get to it. But yeah, but like I feel like always played like to what to me feel creepy roles. Because he's blonde and blue eyed, and for some reason, was it blue or green? I don't know. I don't know. It just always kind of he just creeps me out in his roles. So for me, it wasn't like because of all that, but yeah. What should get the ick though is Ryan Reynolds. That's who should get the ick, or everyone should get the ick for him. um. So yeah, they're saying, no way, no way. Sorry, I know. I'm sorry. I'm Angel, I just read your I just read your message. No way. No way. Are you serious? Why does everyone think Ryan Reynolds is gay? Also, I feel like we're backwards where you're almost like putting someone down for that, you know? Because the way that we're talking about it, as far as him and Hugh Jackman, right? I always say that. And now, oh my gosh. So he was in what did they call that? In that space, in the room, in whatever, just watching the dailies, and watching the camera just because he was in love with Justin. And I was like, oh my gosh, that guy's hot. Is that what people are saying now? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. People. It's so crazy. That is entertaining, though. That is freaking entertaining at the same time. Not what is being said, but that people are very creative. Like, I don't believe that, but okay. Reddit people. Um, oh, and then P was saying the same thing. That's an entertaining narrative. People are very. Oh my gosh, P, we're like one mind. I swear I didn't even read what you had written when I was saying that. And this has happened before, like with the Meghan Markle, Meghan Sussex situation and other things. Like, you say exactly what's on my mind, but you say it first because I'm slower. Listening and knitting, awesome. Still that same blanket, the baby blanket. Um, more crazier theories. Gosh. Oh boy. I hate saying this, but this is my truth right now. I am not proud of this. But I do hope I guess he gets canceled, but I wasn't going to use the word canceled, but then my brain went away and latched onto that word. Ryan Reynolds, I hope he crashes and burns because of it was something that I was watching on some other video or whatever that he was saying. I think it was Jersey Flaws. When was it? I forget. Something about how he's like untouchable, basically, and the drinking blood comment. And yeah, I mean, we see it literally in front of our eyes that they think nothing can touch them. They can do and say, but do anything they want with anyone and get away with it just to get their way. And gosh, who knows how many times things have, maybe it's like a kind of like the Me Too movement, but it's the, take down Blake and Ryan movement, where maybe other people, if this will start going better, maybe other people will come forward like publicly, because right now everyone's scared. It's interesting that they're more scared of this than of Harvey Weinstein, which Candace, maybe Candace has a point as far as like how Harvey was like a scapegoat for the whole thing or something. Uh, Talk about ick and talk about someone that's like, I can't change my mind on. I don't see changing my mind on that guy, but it's possible. I don't know. But it's interesting how, yeah, people are more scared of Blake and Ryan, or one of them, more than, you know, what Harvey Weinstein was like the number one or one of the top producers. Like, yeah, isn't that weird? Isn't that, and that's kind of crazy to me. Um, RDJ got kind of canceled, but not for SH. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Didn't think it was like for others. It was just because he was, yeah, an addict. Oh, and that's why he's not emotionally attached to his children, because what father would make his child do this? Oh, because wait, is the Reddit saying this is why, like the gay theory is why he's not emotionally attached? What? Did I miss something? No, yeah, that's what you're saying, that Reddit is saying. Um, I don't really like that. It's starting to lean in a little bit, like, should I say it? I don't know. Yeah, that's not a cool bridge to bridge, because like that has nothing to do with it. But oh my gosh, that is a stretch that people interestingly stretched towards. My head hurts. Oh, I'm sorry on him. Hi, Maria. Hi. And Arnaldo, you're all like shocked. Back to Robert Downey Jr. for a second. Was responsible for breaking Halle Berry's arm on the set of Gothica. He was considered a risky investment for studios. Um, because he was like in an addict state, or just it was like an accident. And yeah, move that Paradise up your list. I mean, I've not really. Oh, The Apprentice was the other show, the other, like, the movie that I was like, you guys must watch this. But I also understand why people might not want to watch it. My neighbors watched it, and or one of them at least, and they had a very different take than I did. Not so much whether it was a good movie or not, but uh, it was a lot more about the present moment than for me. For me, it was, I guess, a little bit about the present moment, but it was more like just a fascinating. I just saw it as an amazing movie. But Paradise, ironically, it's not. It's not about the same topic at all, but still in the presidential political realm of topics. Um, I don't know. But again, I think the first episode is kind of like a first episode. So give it up to like the third episode. But yeah, and the fifth, oh my gosh, again, goosebumps when I just think about it. Um, Sorry, P. was getting ice cream too. Ooh, what kind of ice cream? I have Nutella. This is so bad. But I got a spoonful of Nutella because I don't know why. I don't know. So, yeah. But what kind of ice cream did you get, Maria? I was thinking of like doing something like that, of like, eating ice cream or like drinking hot chocolate or whatever. I don't drink alcohol, so but it would be like bring your own drink. It can be alcoholic, it can be non-alcoholic. Was it UP for Super Bowl that you were telling me about? Was it agua fresca or something? Um, no worries. I don't know what you're laughing at. Oh, darn it. When I see I'm missing moments, I want to know now. My little ego wants to know what was funny. Like, just like, huh, yeah, I was funny a little bit. Um, Knitting a bandana bib. Okay. Now, and the blanket isn't done yet. I like to knit certain things slowly. Yeah, like changing it up. Yeah. Um, yeah. Oh, New York strawberry cheesecake ice cream. Ooh. Is it good? I can see that go both ways because cheesecake ice cream sounds like a redundancy, but I'm guessing it's not because it wouldn't be ice cream. It would have been like a tried but failed kind of moment for the ice cream industry. The blanket is basic garter with I wish I knew what that means, but yeah, eyelet lace with a lot of increasing. Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe you can like I don't. Can you post? No, you can't like attach a picture. Oh, well, I wish we could see it, but yeah. Or if you have like social media or something. It's yummy ice cream. Awesome. All right. Okay. Sorry. Let me get back to the program at hand. So this is the Blake Lively of it of this interview. I keep wanting to say of it all. I don't know why.
Lively, you were on Gossip Girl for 4 episodes.
I was, yeah.
Did she fire you? Did you get fired? What happened? Why did you leave after 4? You're so handsome.
Listen,
you were like,
dude, listen.
You played
Here's
a
my
douchebag
official
millionaire.
Here's my official take on the whole thing that's going on is that there is another fight going on that I'm not involved in and I have not been dragged into, and I'm perfectly happy with that.
Right.
I've got enough of my own problems
Right.
before throwing my hat into someone else's ring. Like, I'm good. I'm good.
Blake is A, Baldoni's B. You can see your way.
I actually,
Look
funny
at you.
enough,
I'm seeing this picture of you on Gossip Girl right now. You're at a table.
I was a child.
You have a light.
Gosh, they were so young. She looks so young. He kind of looks very much the same, honestly. He's not aging, but she looks so young. So young. But yeah, wait, it keeps going.
Blue powder.
When I was 19.
Please. I cannot believe it did that. I cannot believe it did that. That was like in the middle of the most like craziest thing. I'm back on, right? I'm seeing like low bar, but here we go again. Don't disconnect, internet. Oh my god.
You have a light blue, powder blue sweater, and
Of
you're
course.
having some Chardonnay.
I was actually also in acting class with Justin Baldoni when I was 19 years old.
Really?
20 years old. Yeah, I mean, this is almost 20 years ago now.
Now I feel like so weird because I was like just so like enthusiastic. Like, did you guys know that? But now it feels like I'm repeating myself, even though you probably didn't see that. Yeah. I don't know, just craziness. I'm very frustrated with the internet right now. But let me know if you saw that, so I don't need to repeat it again. I forgot about that part. I completely forgot about it. Small world, small world. This is why they say in the movie industry, be nice, because you never know. You never know who's like in front of you at any audition or like who's going to be around you anytime, anywhere. You never know. You'll most likely come back and have to work with them as directors, as producers, as actors, as this or that. Oh my gosh, I can't see the chat. Why can't I see the chat? I see chat coming in, but I can't see the chat. What is coming in? Oh boy. Gosh, this is so anticlimactic. Feels kind of weird to say that in this context or in this live. um this is so frustrating. Frustrating. Yes, no. He was lucky. He was the lucky one who got fired before she accused him of inappropriate touching. Yeah. Gosh, what? That's so weird that the chat just like really disconnected and just went away. Um, oh my gosh, for a second I was like, oh no, I closed the wrong thing. Blake must have been difficult to work with. Yeah, so yeah, like the whole thing was in the last one, in whatever that on stage thing, he kind of like gave up. Yeah, it was her. And then in this one, he's like, do not rope me in. And he keeps going because Billy Bush keeps like insisting.
Yeah, but I mean,
He was nice.
listen, bro, you're not dragging me into this. I'm not getting involved.
No?
That drama is their drama. I know him that well, but I mean,
He was nice.
listen, bro, you're not dragging me into this. I'm not getting involved.
No?
That's about Justin Baldoni. But he knows so well. I mean, the poor guy, you know, he's been through so much more than we know at this time. But I think um, he's open enough for us to get a glimpse into what happens when you do get canceled. And especially with like what led to that and his lifestyle up to that. And it just takes me back to in the 90s, early 2000s, so many kind of high school stars or, like Saved by the Bell or kind of stars that grew up and how many passed away or went broke because they didn't know how to manage things, or like not just money, but like the emotional up and down, and how, Hollywood can like lift you up and drop you any second and all these things. And it just like hit me when I think about all that I heard him talk about as far as what's happened since and how much better off I think society is. One reason, I think, because we have such more open, um, welcoming of, yeah, we're so much more open to like therapy. And even if you don't particularly go there, other people do. And I think it's like just raising the safety of when things come crashing down. But he actually also went. But yeah, I'm just in one of those, what am I even talking about? But you guys heard about like the Justin Baldoni? Like he didn't work. He was in acting class with Justin Baldoni. That's wild to me.
That drama is their
yeah.
drama.
Sure?
I want nothing
Are
to do
you
with
sure,
it.
Hammer?
Oh, I don't want that smoke at all.
No? Did you? But you got a kissing scene with her. Was she a good kisser? You can say that.
I don't even remember, dude. I don't even remember.
You don't?
Well, I wouldn't say if I did. I'm not getting involved. This is not my fight.
Hammer. We got a
Listen,
whole.
I've not seen Billy Bush insist so much. It made me uncomfortable. I'm like, dude, lay off of this guy. It made me uncomfortable. And like, because in other interviews, I just did not see him be so adamant about it. But maybe because this is such a hot topic with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, and then he knew them both. Now, he finds out, and then also just like maybe he hasn't had people that actually knew either of them on, and so he's like, oh, I want the scoop, but it made me uncomfortable. One of the singers from In Vogue is homeless and living in her car. Oh, I loved the one song that they had. They were cool. Yeah, there's so many moments like that. But yeah, anyways, I got excited about the Justin Baldoni stuff, but also like wanted to share the craziness Billy was putting down. So Oh, and I never finished what I was saying about the other guy, I'll put this up, this podcast and this person, in this moment. I didn't even play it. Hold on.
This is that argument between men and women, right? Like a woman will say, I'm having a hard time with this. And a man goes, okay, I see the logic in this. Well, you need to this, then this, then this, then this, then this. And that'll solve your problems. You're welcome. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm a hero. When in reality, they just want someone to go, are you hurting right now? Okay, I'll sit with you.
In my marriage, we're actually have switched roles. I'm the sensitive one, and she's the not sensitive one.
Yeah.
So she does what typically the guy does.
Yeah.
And I'm more like the girl where like my feelings are hurt. And I want to know that someone cares that I'm hurting, because think about my childhood. Nobody gave a shit when I was hurting.
Which is something that the bigger conversation is gender plays a role in a way just because of how we've genderized people, how we've like trained genders to be a certain way or another way. And so like attachment trauma, attachment theory stuff, things like that will be more present in one gender more than the other, or it appears that way, etc. Because what they're describing is dismissive, kind of dismissive, avoidant, and anyone else, I don't know, anxious, attached, maybe is what he was saying. Jason was saying that it sounds like he is, or like he was, or they were, but yeah. So it's an interesting topic for me, but I think this is where he goes into what I loved hearing these two men talk about.
I was just about to say something about Freud and about how we marry our parents, like that kind of thing, right?
I forgot about Freud because I've learned so much about the attachment theory, and I also a therapist that I had did imago therapy, and this is like throughout everything, because yeah, you learn what love should be, what partnering should be, what everything should be through your early childhood experiences. That's when you're learning the language, you're learning everything. So yeah.
Like you married someone who was like, shut the fuck up, you're gonna be fine, here's what we're gonna do, right? Which is like what you got as a kid. Like it's familiar, it's what you know, you know?
Subconscious comfort zone.
It's interesting. And there's this amazing guy. He's a doctor and he's an addiction specialist. He's a behavioral scientist. He does all these things. His name is Gabor Mate.
To be first, to the point like at West Point when I'm playing
struggle time, either as a kid or
I don't remember exactly when they were talking about this, but my little highlight, it has to be before, but my little highlight was, if a man, because Jason says something about, like I said, like it's about sitting there, like when someone is hurting or going through something, it's not about dismissing them, or as he puts it, patronizing them, being patronizing to them and saying, you're going to be fine, it's going to be fine, don't worry, or whatever. It's about seeing, oh, I'm so sorry that you're hurting. Is there anything I can do? And sitting in that with them, which is something that's almost controversial, I feel like, if it would be spoken enough about, because a lot of people hear that, and because they haven't understood that's the secure point, and that if you're unable to sit with someone in their pain, it means that you haven't dealt with pain that you have, and you are afraid that it'll engulf you, that your pain will come out and engulf you because you've pushed it down for so long, or their pain will engulf you because you don't know that you're not going to be engulfed, it's going to be okay. And to like sit with someone where they're at is the best thing you can do, because also they were talking about like the positive mindset, thinking that it's going to be fine, kind of, but it's this nuance that both exist, both are needed. the positive mindset got him through so much that he was talking briefly on this podcast so far. And then Armie, I think, said something like to that effect, like, "Oh yeah, it's going to be fine." And he alluded to something else. And then Jason was like, "No, there's like a difference." And he went into this. So I was like thinking how, like, if a man who has been through such horrendous things in childhood can understand and practice and speak up about and know the difference between being positive and being dismissive, and talk about and know that, like, he needs it and other people need for people to be to sit there with him in that pain, or to sit there with the other people, with whoever is in pain, and not patronizing them, not dismissing them. Sorry, I'm like getting into like the psychology stuff, because I mean, this is kind of what he talks about. But yeah, makes me, I'm kind of reading my notes to, it makes me definitely wonder why people who have had a relatively okay childhood, we all have some sort of trauma, some sort of issue, some sort of something, but um like relatively okay, and you don't understand that. It makes me wonder how. But it also might be the irony of, because you haven't suffered, so you don't really know what the human in you needs really. Does that make sense? Probably not. Anyways, um yeah, so that was this podcast. I'm going back and forth, back and forth with things. I will say, I don't know that I'll, oh gosh, it's kind of early, but not too early. I don't know if I'll get into the mom episode, because I have so many notes on that. So many notes, and I feel like that's um more polarized. I don't know, polarizing, but yeah. But what I'll say is that he talked about the Borg. If you know me, you know this. Oh my gosh, the many times that I've said this about, I feel like so many things in society. But this, for me, this unwillingness to be assimilated into the Borg. And he talks about this with his mom. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I never thought about it in terms of like what he was talking about. I don't want to ruin it necessarily, get ahead of myself. But I'm like, oh my gosh, be my best friend, Army. 'Cause I'm like, that specific reference. I was like, I could not believe my ears. Um, anyone here that knows Star Trek, has watched Star Trek, knows about the Borg? I am surprised how few people know about the Borg. I'm surprised because, like, growing up, it was so big. Like, it was such a big deal. Like Star Trek, but also the Borg. Like, I thought everyone knew about it. And growing up, I'm like, how do you not know about it? Even as a reference, like, in passing, how do you not know about it? Weird you put celebrities on a different category and to see they go through the same as any other person. Yeah, yeah. Yes, Arnaldo. I was going to like do that. I actually, don't hate me. Any Star Trek, any Trekkies, Star Trek fans. I still have to see the first one with William Shatner. I've never seen that one. I've seen like the Next Generation up to, I want to say Enterprise was the last one that I watched, which we named our previous dog after the dog in the movie, which is after the Musketeer, the show, sorry, Enterprise. But yeah, um, so you know about the Borg, but yeah, it. We talk a lot about how, like, celebrities are just like us, but sometimes they're not. We're going through all this like Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds stuff, and I don't know that they're like us. When you hear and watch Armie Hammer's interviews, the ones that I've seen recently, and his mom had an issue even with, sorry, this is actually not a bad moment to like stop. Um but like his mom hates where he's staying, and like the casualness of the whole place and just how like it all is. And I love this episode. I haven't seen all of them, but
Sorry about that.
I love this because the guy wanted to go to the bathroom and they didn't stop edit and so on, or maybe a little bit. But I was like, we need more like that. We need more podcasts that are real time, kind of like live, And I don't know. I love that. Sorry, a random thing. Okay, so you don't know about the Borg, Maria. I need to watch it. Maybe I should put that on the top of my list. But yes, another Star Trek kind of fan, or at least watcher. Um, so yeah, I think some celebrities are like us. I mean, everyone is generally the same. We're all human, but sometimes you get people that make you question, like, are you human? Like Ryan Reynolds. So yeah. Was there anything else? Oh gosh, yeah. So I I'm looking at my notes about, I have them kind of separated by topics, and about Blake Lively, and some of these I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it was so long ago that I wrote this. Um One thing that was interesting, sorry, I'm going back and forth, but the next thing about, well, there's two things left about the Armie Hammer topic, which is the mom episodes, and then, which I kind of feel really, I don't know, conflicted to talk about, and then the Pierce Morgan interview that he did. But to go for just like, I don't know. I don't know why I feel today like going back and forth. Um, the Candace Owen, is it Owens interview with Billy Bush last week, where she said something very interesting. I don't have, unfortunately, I don't have the timing, but it's this interview. I'm not gonna play it because I don't remember. Let me see if I can get the actual.
Who you are in private. And so that kind of it made me realize that people that tend to be that vicious and be that angry have unresolved pieces of themselves. And he said as much in this It Ends With Us skit that had nothing to do with the movie. He said he has like unresolved issues, and they're daddy issues. They're like,
that's Ryan Reynolds.
Daddy issues. And I think that because of that, he was really just using Justin Baldoni as a punching bag, because there was something about Justin Baldoni's character constantly talking about, like, the real Justin Baldoni doing this inner healing and childhood healing and addressing your true self that triggered him. And I do think that Blake opened up to him. Maybe he caught it on the cameras at their penthouse. He heard a conversation about him. And I think she told.
Don't think that. That's not what I was looking for.
3 signs you're straight.
Gosh. I this whole curly hair thing, I think whatever. I don't know. I feel like, okay, we're getting too much into that.
She suffers from that insecurity of wanting to feel like she belongs in the A-list club that Taylor Swift went into that.
I want to be a director before she's a director.
At this time that this movie was being shot. And lo and behold, what is Blake trying to do? She's trying to make Ryan scramble to get her directorial rights over the
tough on Ryan it's not just Ryan, but that she is like, look, you're the A-list guy. You need to do this. Show me you are that big, powerful guy in Hollywood. Step up. Let me see you do. And that's all in the aftermath. She wants him out front in this fight. So I have to imagine they have some problem. I mean, like,
That was Billy Bush talking about how his inside source sort of was saying that Blake is pushing Ryan like, hey, be man enough. Be manly. Fix this. Although he probably put himself there. So, I don't feel like we can really have empathy for either of them. They're both in it. They're both equally in it. Even if it's not equal, but you know what I mean? Like equality equal, fairly equal. I don't know. That makes sense.
Yes, without question. I really do think she's just a spoiled brat. Like, it just goes down to something that simple. She's a spoiled brat, and she's used to getting what she wants from a time that she was a kid. And this is what she wanted. And I do think that people have not pieced together, and I've been speaking about it, the Scarlett Johansson piece of this is also something. She's the one that walked away from Ryan. He has control issues, and she was working with Wayfarer on her directorial debut at this time that this movie was being shot. And lo and behold, what is Blake trying to do? She's trying to make Ryan scramble to get her directorial rights over this movie. It's like they're in this like weird competition. Yeah.
That was different. That was new to me. I have not watched a lot of Candace on this. That was new. That was news to me. I don't know if you guys have heard of that before, if you watched it on her channel, or I've not heard other people talk about that. Because we knew about Scarlett Johansson working first-time director with, Wayfair, and that like Ryan got jealous. That was like the theory early on. Ryan got jealous of that, or not jealous, but like wounded, whatever, his ego wounded or whatever, and so he wanted. That's why he was behind suing Justin Bell. This was like early on when like Blake was the victim of it all, one way or another. But this was new to me. But it makes kind of, I hate to say it. I don't hate to say it, but it makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, interesting theory. Exactly, Maria.
Another episode of my show, I went into that.
I want to be a director before she's a director.
Right. Another piece of this, Scarlett Johansson was also shooting a movie with Channing Tatum. Out of nowhere, Ryan plucks Channing Tatum up out of obscurity and puts him in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, premiering as Gambit. And he did this whole thing thanking him. So there was a Scarlett Johansson element there.
That is just so freaking crazy. People, they just need to go away. They just need to get out of our way. We don't want to see them anymore. Just leave the silver screen, golden screen, all the screens. Just leave the scene. Just leave Hollywood. Just go stay in your penthouse with your kids. After this, after today or yesterday, like, I feel weird even saying that. I feel like the kids deserve better. I said it. I don't know. It doesn't sound good. I realize that. But that's how I feel right now. I feel like the kids deserve a whole lot better than these two parents. But, who knows? Everyone makes mistakes. Hannah Montana. But yeah, I believe this, and then I hate that I believe it because it is so ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. So ridiculous. These are grown people. How old is Ryan Reynolds? 46 or something? Yeah, go have a normal life. Leave. Exactly, on him. Like, but they don't know how to have a normal life. That's what she was saying in the one clip. He kind of did, but he didn't, because apparently one of his teachers said he was always like not all right. So, like full of himself or whatever. And yeah, they definitely found each other. And it also teaches us, I think, caution when you're envious of people, when you think people have it all, when you think, oh, look at them, they found each other, oh, whatever. Because I remember when they got together and these like pictures by the pool when Blake was like pregnant, I think, the first time, and she looked really bad. She looked old. I think she's lying about her age because she does not. She cannot be 30, whatever, 36. She cannot be 36. She cannot be 36. She looks 40. She looks at least like 38 or something. But she looks 40. Like by 40, she'll look 50. This is if you do change your age, if you do say the wrong age, you cost yourself the possibility that you'll age yourself even more the older you get, Because people will say, like, are you sure you're that age? Because you look older. But, with what she was talking about being 3 and being sent with her brother. Did you guys hear that part? That little tidbit? Um, to school. He was 6 and yeah, her mom. And the thing is that I do believe that. I don't think she's lying. Because I think her mom is crazy. Crazier. I think that's, kind of what's said. She might have been relatively normal and nice if she didn't have the mom that she had. I don't know. I have no idea. But from what Blake Lively said about her mom, that's what it made me think of. But yeah, it could be a lie as far as, well, any of it, all of it. But I believe that because with all the entitlement, why wouldn't they not feel entitled? Like, yeah, take this 3-year-old. Like, she's 6, clearly. You don't need to check, which I don't know. I don't know what school this was. Yeah, you do have to have a birth certificate to prove age, and you have to have like a bunch of stuff. I remember, because I came here when I was like old enough to like remember going with my mom, all the paperwork and all that stuff. Um, but if it's a private school and if it's Hollywood, I would not put it past any of them, the school, the mom, anyone, to be like, yeah, she's 6, just whatever. Or like, not even lie that she's not 6, but just say like something. I don't know, make that work. I can totally see that. But we don't, yeah, I don't know. We don't know. They lie so much. Ryan lied about getting his ears pierced. Yeah, I just saw that earlier today. That was so ridiculous. What was the point? What was the point in any of that? That sounded narcissistic. That sounded narcissistic. That you're spinning that everyone's life revolves around you. But we don't know either. Like, that's the thing. We can't prove that one way or another, and especially if his brothers don't come out. But yeah, I told you I thought she was in her 40s. Yeah, yeah, and she might be. Maybe her brother was 3 and she was 6. Um, he is so ridiculous. So this is probably normal Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. Um, yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, sorry, the pool scene. So I remember like thinking about how even though I was like, she kind of looks like crap, but okay. But they look like. I feel like I'll get canceled before I'm even famous, if I'm ever going to be famous. Because I was going to say they look like white people. And I say that because like there's like I think what I'm trying to say when I think of like white people, I think of like British kind of complexion, like the skin that's a little that looks old even like throughout the whole time, and more on the blonde side, and that fair skin, but not just like you're white, but like you're fair, like it's the texture of the skin is like what I'm trying to describe, and when I say like they look like old like white people. Oh wow, sorry. And So yeah, like, and the way they did I put this? Did I put this? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Cause oh yeah, yeah. All right, here we go. Here we go. I did my own deep dive after Ellsrich. Well, deep dive, not really. After Ellsrich was talking about the COVID situation with the Eras tour, I was like, oh, what did she do when she had strep the 3 times that she had strep? She had strep 3 times: March 29th, April 13th, and June 26th. And she had COVID on May 8th, which we saw whoever made that video. They need their own island or planet. Yeah, I think island would suffice. Watch Paradise. Anyways, but whoever made the video with what did I say? Oh yeah, with Ryan Reynolds and COVID, getting it from his co-star. I was watching it before like I was washing the dishes or something after dinner or something. I don't know. So I didn't have my glasses on and I didn't see, it was like far away. Didn't see who it was, but like his co-star from Deadpool and Wolverine, and he said that she gave him COVID and then he had to like lock himself away. I don't know, like have like a vacation away from his family. Lo and behold, it was around the same time that Blake Lively claims that she got COVID from It Ends With Us. And I think we can't know where it came from unless that person on Deadpool stated that she had COVID, like publicly. Meanwhile, on It Ends With Us, we still need to know for sure that anyone had COVID at that same time. So, yeah, 3 times. I want a doctor to tell me if that's possible because it sounds impossible. Also, no, if that is possible, no wonder she had like gut issues. Or maybe that's what Justin thought because he's like, oh my gosh, all those antibiotics, she has to have gut issues. Because antibiotics, basically, if you don't take probiotics, especially with it, clear all the stuff out. So you can get sick again or other things because your flora is gone and that's like a lot of your immune system. But 3 times strep throat, it's not like, oh, she got 3 times, a cold or like 3 different viruses because her immune system was so low, so she got like all these things. No, she got the same thing, and strep throat is like, I've I don't think I've ever even gotten strep throat. That's, I don't have kids, and that's a pretty common one for kids and parents, but maybe her kids got strep throat and she just said, "Oh, I got it." I don't know. But let me show you around these times what she was doing, and she did look sick in at least one of these times. So I'm gonna, you know, talk about or give her that. This was the first time. So this is not March 29th. This is March 15th. But it's them walking in New York City. Believe it or not, this is one of the. And then, sorry, this is so low tech over here. On March 25, so 4 days before, they're at Wrexham, whatever the whole soccer team situation is, and taking pictures. And this is a crappy website. And I think this is the one with more pictures. Yeah, with the kids, all the kids, the baby, the other kids. Do they all have just girls? 3 girls? Um, Now I'm going to read too much into this. I'm not a parent. Is this how you usually hold a baby? Because this looks like you're holding a dog. And I don't mean that like flippantly. I mean that's how I would that's how I've like held dogs sometimes, because they're like just heavier or whatever. You're just, I don't know, it's dogs, or I don't know, maybe like makes the baby more like stable. I don't know, but that's what they were doing. That's around the same time. Oh no, Super Bowl was this one. It's hard to tell that if she's sick, this was February 12th, so yeah, unrelated. Don't know why that was included. It's hard to tell if she is sick in any of these times because she looks older than she is, and she looks bad. You know, she doesn't look, worse than now. This is the second strep throat, or not really, but around that same time. No one on set got COVID from what I recall. Per the complaints, she got it from Ryan, or they both lied to get work breaks. Oh my gosh, yeah, that would be like even worse. My daughter is prone to strep throat, but not that close together. Yeah. Has she gotten it like multiple times per year, or just like every, like, just every year or something? 3 friggin' times. Yeah, I just read that. Don't give Reddit ideas. Come on in, Reddit. Come on in. I need the viewers. I need, the chatters. I don't know if I need those chatters. That you're right, Angel. They sound a little too crazy for this for me. But yeah, so this is second time strep throat, April 13th. Also noted in the complaint. Do I have the complaint somewhere? Hold on. Let me see. Let me not like give you like whirlwind over here. I think I have. Oh, yeah. Because in April, these 3 times that she had strep are the ones that we know specifically. But in April, she was sick 3 times. One of them was April 13th, strep, around April 13th. I'll pull up the lovely timeline that they want to, get dismissed or whatever. So if you strep, if you find strep, it's 3 times. So March 29th, Lively shares with Baldoni that she had strep throat, and Baldoni offers to send her some. Literally, my throat started hurting. Amazing gut health protocols that help after antibiotics. Okay, so he was just thinking of that. Lively responds, please. As a result, Baldoni reaches out to his board-certified integrative holistic health coach. I want to reach out to them too. I need one. And connects them. Lively shares that they connected, saying she's incredible. Lively later claimed in the CRD complaint that this health coach was actually a weight loss specialist, and that I forgot about that. I didn't forget, but there's so many things that happen. I forgot about that. Oh my gosh. Just like the birthing video was corn and all this stuff. Should get it years apart. Yeah, that makes sense. Like even like once a year, I can understand. But I don't feel like Blake Lively would function if her immune system is that suppressed. It's that low. She would have gotten COVID so many times by now, and she would have had she would be consistently sick. But then we see her, and I understand Hollywood, and you see people, and they're like putting their best forward. Another like ironic twist of words, because that video, if it was Blake, yeah, there were crutches, and I am going to say it's not. I wouldn't be shocked if she was on crutches, but for the premiere, she was like, nothing to see here, But yeah, but the next time, sorry, because we are on to number 2. So sorry, you've been. Remember these awful things. So sorry, you've been at doctors all AM. Maybe she is like 3 years old. I have strep again and a sinus. Oh, and the sinus infection this time. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I haven't had strep in over a decade, and now 3 times in 1 month. 3 times in 1 month. And this was also not even the last time, because fast forward to June 26th, she got it again. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. I love it, P. Why didn't she sanitize the damn house? Yeah. You know, like those on HGTV when they have like mold in the house or something. They take it seriously. They like cover the whole house, or termites too. They cover the whole house and they like fumigate it. They do whatever. That's what they needed to do. She got strep 3 times in 1 month. I'm sorry that I'm yelling, especially for my parakeets. I forgot. I want to yell even more because I thought what she was saying is that she was sick 3 times this month. Yeah. So she was sick on the 29th and somewhere in between the April 13th and on April 13th. Wasn't it the same sick though? What is going on? What is going on? But I'm with you, Pete. They should have like, smoked bombed their penthouse. You have the money, go infect a hotel room. No, I take that back. That's horrible. Go rent an Airbnb and then, or, I don't know, get a tent or something. Don't expose anyone to this like crazy strep pandemic or epidemic or whatever. This like such a strong strep virus that it's like 3 times in 1 month, in 1 month. Maria, impossible. I agree. I absolutely agree. Sorry, I'm like stuck on this because I was remembering something else. Oh gosh. To which Justin is like, what? Oh no. Like, I wonder if this was the moment when he's like, I might have to like keep an eye on this one. Because like no one in their right mind would buy this. I would be highly perplexed, and I wouldn't really believe it. I would be highly cautious at least. Like, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I don't think this is, never say never. Everything's possible. But what are the chances? Sorry. So on April 13th, around that time, what did she do? So now that we know that this was like 3 times in a month, and we saw that on March 25th, she was at the football situation. And then March 29th, apparently she had strep. And then on somewhere in between April 13th, this is April 7th, she sells store. Also kind of a, I don't know. I think she needs one of those like salmon sperm facials because I hear those are miracle workers. But yeah. Oh, also, this was April 7, 2023. Is this not a fit body? Remember when she was saying, when was she saying? Do we have that? Oh, yeah, February 17th, 2023. Lively shares her concerns with Baldoni about having her body ready for the forthcoming scenes their characters would shoot, asking, what's the chance we can do body scenes at the end of the schedule? Is this not? I'm sorry. This is not a fit body. This is not what? What? Anyway, so yeah. Talk about Wolverine over here. It's just like more like a cyclorine, like Cyclops, but anyways, that didn't work. So yeah, she looks really old. She The thing though, she's had like stuff done supposedly, etc., etc. Get that salmon sperm facial. I'm not even joking because Caroline Stanbury, right? Stanbury from the Dubai Housewives. She got it, and you could see like her skin. She's like, I'm not wearing anything on my face, and then she's doing her chest next, and you can see, yeah. But yeah, I don't like that, Blake, but thank you. Like this one is like, okay, this is a very healthy, normal body. Um, so okay, I get this, but like, yeah, need until like they're not. Anyways, so this is April 7th, and then fast forward to April 10 or 11. This is them walking, saying Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are back from their beach vacation, and we have a rare new photo of them out in public together. The 35 year old actress and the something. Okay. In other words, Blake News. In other Blake News, she provided a voiceover for a new commercial for her brand Betty Buzz. In the ad, biomechanical engineer Dr. Ivering, anyways, sure, who made a name for himself as an expert witness in Gwyneth Paltrow's recent trial, testifies to this sparkling beverage line being probably the most bubbly What the heck did I just stumble upon? What the heck is this? I was just here talking about like Tuesday afternoon, April 11th. They're back in New York City, all bundled up after the vacation. Oh, I didn't even see there's a lot of. Oh, AI Bunny. AI Bunny. This website sucks. Anyways, so, you know, at least she's matching in this. And the shoes are matching the code, but I don't get this clothing. I don't get this. I don't get any of this. She's so like fashion, Miss Fashion. You know, I remember the first Simple Favor, the first movie, and I was like, oh, okay, established in my mind, Blake Lively, fashion. Her character in Gossip Girl, Serena Vanderwoodson, and after that, it was all about like Blake Lively. All the designers wanted to like dress her, you know, and I'm like, it makes sense. She's beautiful, she's gorgeous, whatever. What is this? After 2 decades of being dressed by designers and by stylists, you don't know how to dress. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, what did I just stumble as far as like the whole like that is so freaking weird. I didn't even know with the Betty Buzz and Gwyneth Paltrow's reason. I didn't. Let's see what this is.
That what's happening right now?
Oh my gosh, it's so awkward with what we are like, you know, in the middle of right now. Yeah. But anyways, so this is so. I don't understand why she did this. Biomechanical engineer. He's not a food scientist. Like, literally nothing to do with this. But okay. Anyways, let's move on to the sickness countdown. So they're back from vacation, April 10th or 11th. And then she's sick again. Right the next day. She gets sick with strep throat. Back from vacation. They were just on vacation. Anyways. And then on April 19th, ignore all the ads, I'm sorry. They're spotted again. Yeah, he's 46, or he was 46 in 2023. And this is what they're doing. I'm sorry. This is just so bad. Like, what is this? What is this? I'm not a fashionista. I'm not a fashion person, but what the crap is that? From someone who is so into fashion and has been styled, and no one would think that's like, yes, I'm going to go out in New York City too. No way. But at least they match. And also, I feel like the first time that I saw this picture, I was like, oh my gosh, potato over here. They both suck at dressing, getting dressed. They don't know they don't know how to put clothing together. Looking at this, the only thing that's like horrible is this whole thing. But if you take the hat away, this is pretty decent. This is okay. It's okay. It's okay. Whatever. Men. White men. Type of stuff. Anyways, so my note was they just are not the glamorous people we see. They have no clue how to dress. Yeah. And I didn't know how to say exactly what I was thinking in that moment, which is like, the image again that they're lying, it's just an image. They're just marketing. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. I mean, but this is not just them. This is so many in Hollywood. But Ryan Reynolds is not Ryan Reynolds. Blake Lively is not Blake Lively. It's kind of like Beyonce and Sasha Fierce, except Sasha Fierce was cool. They're not. Their alter egos or themselves, like, neither are cool. Does she have doctor's notes? I need to see those receipts. And by me, I don't mean me, but at least the lawyers need to see these receipts. The court needs to see these receipts. Because, yeah, I don't buy this at all. And that was the thing with, like, and sorry, we're one more. But that was the thing with the COVID situation where she's like, oh, yeah, just believe me kind of thing, like, no, she just got mad or whatever. This was like, okay, so now we're back to, I guess, the same, fashion sizzle. They're on fashion sizzle, guys. Anyways, oh, wait, sorry. I got my my timeline all over the place. So April 13th, she's sick. On 7th, she's on vacation. On the 10th, they come back. 11th, whatever, they have a picture. On the 10th also, no, sorry, I wrote that wrong. On April 21st. Okay. On April 21st, so, okay, she could have been sick in the meantime, right? Or maybe, I don't know, do her job. She's out and about with the girls. And to me, this is so pathetic. I remember seeing this too. I'm like, what is Blake Lively doing there? Like, she's grandma to these girls. But apparently they're actually kind of the same age. But this whole thing rubbed me the wrong way because not that I'm a Joe Alwyn fan, I don't really care for him one way or another. He's nothing to me one way or another. But this whole situation, and I didn't know about Blake at that time and what was happening, but the whole Taylor Swift of it, and then Ryan Reynolds blocked him or whatever. And I literally imagined, like, Joe Alwyn cares. Come on, he's probably more mature. If you Ryan Reynolds are doing that, I'm pretty sure Joe Alwyn is not hurt by that. He looks a little bit more mature than that. But anyways, like, oh, Ryan Reynolds, like, blocked me. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why Joe Alwyn isn't as big as maybe he could be. Although he's like, yeah, I don't really want to. Like, he's taking it at his own pace, which is respect. But, with what we know now. Anyways. I don't know if he's even a good actor or not. I don't know. But anyway, so this whole thing got to me anyways. Like, that is just, you don't do this. You don't do this. Like, this is just so immature. But moving on. And then April 23rd, she was looking like she was 65 in this picture, honestly. I'm becoming mean and petty right now, but that's literally what came to mind. Like, she's a shell of herself. Like, she's too skinny. She looks bad in this. And I say that because she probably, I wrote actually, she looks horrible. But I'm being a little nicer on the live. But she does. She looks like she's, look at this. This is not a 36-year-old. I don't know. And I don't mean to age shame. It's just that, like, what is happening with her, especially because she has the money and the means and the vanity to go get any procedure that she wants and do anything that she wants. And I'm not even talking about plastic surgery. She doesn't even need plastic surgery to look better. Um, but yeah. What are you laughing at, Arnaldo? Sorry. Okay, let me get to the chat again. Hi, Ryan. Hi. You missed probably more interesting things. Watch Paradise. Have you seen Paradise? Because you're like more on the movie side of things. And also we are talking about Armie Hammer, which you might not be interested in either. But but did you see Paradise? Have you seen the TV show? Um, Ciao. The chat also. Why didn't yeah the sanitize? Sorry, I missed the fat shaming part. Me too. When my back is to you, I'm thin. When I turn around, the stomach is like Santa Claus. There's that one Instagram, Donna Mercer, but I don't know if that's her name. Someone, I think Dana or something. I don't know. Is on Instagram that like has those pictures that's like shows like how you can look with the right angle, the right lighting on Instagram, whatever, and then real life. And she looks kind of like you're describing. I have really bad gut issues. Yeah. I think we should all get Justin Baldoni's holistic doctor for our gut. Check out Viome. Viome is a service like you submit your sample of stuff and then they give you probiotics that are specifically made for you, and then also like supplements that are again specifically made for you, your biology, and what you need at that time. Excuse me. It is pricey. It is pricey, but they have, sometimes they have if you have insurance, if you have a HSA or whatever, they work with that. But yes, I am not sponsored by them, but they are literally one of the people that I wish would be my sponsor, or like if I get to that stage, I would love them to be my sponsor. I actually just like ordered, it sounds like a commercial now, but I swear like I wish that I could have sponsors, but I don't. But yeah, I literally just signed up again for it, even though it's so expensive and I am unemployed. But I yeah, I suffered with gut issues, and I know like also with weight gain, weight loss, all that stuff. I'm not skinny in any kind of way. That also helps, and I just need to feel clean inside and like balanced. But yeah, they have a house in Connecticut. Go there while yeah, penthouses. Yeah, take a little like breather. Go have some fresh Connecticut air. Yeah, she wants her medical records private. That's why. But also, Blake, stupid Blake, medical records are private. Unlike Stephanie Jones, he took her at her word, re her being sick. I think there was something. Okay, so there was something that I was seeing. Sorry, where it sounded not so much. I think with the COVID, I don't know. Or I mean, what else could he do, right? Your big star actor says they're sick. What are you going to do? Like, doctors know it should be that way, but if it's this is like the thing. If it's once or twice, okay. But if it's like, what did I say? March 29th, April 13th, June 26th. Okay, that's a little further off. But then also in April, she was sick 3 times, like another time in between. Yeah, she should have to provide doctor's notes. Um, yeah, your employer should never interrogate an employee about being sick. Yeah. They could have never worked together, Stephanie Jones, if that's true, and Blake Lively. Blake Lively could have not gotten away with any crap. Wild caught or farm raised. Oh crap! What was that for? Oh, what did I say or what was said? I forgot. What is the wild caught versus farm raised? Oh, I missed that. She prides herself on not having a stylist or hair person. Clearly, she doesn't. Clearly, that's not true. I mean, clearly she does because she looks like when she dresses herself, she can't handle it. This one's okay, but that one was definitely with a stylist. Like you, yeah, or just Taylor Swift dressed her. Honestly, probably Taylor Swift has. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand this. I don't understand this style. Anyways, but yeah, if that was for me, I haven't seen it. Yeah, it was for you, Ryan. Paradise. Have to watch it. Oh, I'm not as enthusiastic as earlier. I always like catch myself. I'm like, I want to be as enthusiastic, but I'm like, moment's gone. But it's amazing. It's amazing, and especially like episode 5 onward. I know that's like basically the end out of the 8 episodes. But yeah. Anyways, so just to like close off the sickness and move on to other things, I feel so weird. The We all have strep again. June 26th. Hey, I hope it went so well this I hope it went so well this week. You happy with what you got? Such an important piece of the puzzle. Would you mind asking whoever sent before the pick again? Would you mind asking whoever sent before the pick again? I know I wasn't born in the US, but I believe she was. I'm 101% sure. I was logged out of my account and I never got to see it's expired now. When did she This is another reason I believed that she went to school. She like skipped grades and she was 3 when she was in first grade because she's not writing very well. She doesn't really communicate very well in, you know, all the interviews. She can't really speak very well. So, yeah. Um it's expired now. They can make it so it doesn't expire ideally. Would love to see that edit of the scene you have as well and anything else you want to share. Also, we all have strep again. Thought you'd appreciate that. Hope you are well. You're all well. Sorry, B. Oh no, hope you guys are on the mend. Kids have been amazing. So proud as they today. I'll email them now and get it reposted to you. Um, she was like, it was so sad. I remember that part was like so sad about his like missing his kids. Lively checks in from London to send well wishes and request access to select scenes that Baldoni had prepared. This was I forgot that it was that early that she wanted dailies. The two co-stars remain in open communication. June 26, 2023. Wow. Wow. And this was like when they went on hiatus and then she suddenly, well, too bad. Actually, we're all already out of town. Literally the next day. But yeah, and then the COVID was May 25th. Lively learns that crew members had called out sick with COVID. So she had strep. Pause. COVID, strep. She definitely needs a gut revamp if that's true. And as a result, to request that testing be conducted on set despite the return to work agreement expiring. Blah, 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 blah. Production complied and informed crew members in close proximity to the cast that they should report for testing the following morning, contrary to Lively's complaint, which states that Wayfair failed to implement COVID protocols on set. Production was under no obligation to conduct regular testing unless specifically requested by an actor. Yeah, like, right? Like, I thought that was like at least 2 years ago, at least a year ago. By that time, 2023, yeah. The email below shows one of the film's executive producers notifying the crew of the following day's mandatory testing. And then later that evening, Lively informed production that she had become ill. Production offered to send someone to her house to test her and her family, but she declined. Also, this is probably not what he meant, but or what she meant, but this whole like mushroom, that's a poisonous mushroom. Just like a fun little side note, as my internet is like, error, we don't have the kilobytes. I'm in kilobytes. Sad moment. Anyways, but she declined. Lively did not return to production until June 1st, contrary to Lively's complaint, which staged that production deliberately withheld COVID cases from her. Production was not obligated to inform Lively, nor were they aware of any crew members in close proximity. You know, if Ryan got it from his co-star on May 8th or whatever, from the Deadpool, that's something else too. From the Deadpool situation. Oh my gosh, so much stuff happened. May 8th. Yeah, they were having other issues on May 8th. But also, it's interesting. This is like the first look thing. This is maybe she just like was like, oh crap, everyone hates how I look, how I'm styling this character. I'm going to have COVID, pretend that I have COVID, allegedly, supposedly, we don't know, theorizing, and lay low and have this go away. Because that was like, what, 10 days before? But yeah, anyways, so that's what I thought, you know, the whole like she declined to get tested. And I was like, what? What do you mean by that? Anyways, so all her sicknesses. And then wait, that was like the Eras tour, right? I forget the timeline of that one. Yeah, May 2023. Sorry, I'm all over the place. It feels like I've been on vacation. Wait, what? Oh, okay.
Just sick now. May 12, 2023, according to People's Magazine, Blake Lively attends Taylor Swift's Eras tour with her daughters.
So that was before COVID. Because that's May 25 that she had COVID. So that's a little fallacy. Else rich, I think. On May 12, Lively and Baldoni worked at her apartment making final script changes ahead of the first day of production. So May 12 was before production started. Someone inform the internet, because they're not on here, that Elsa Rich's source was wrong. Had nothing to do with it. And everyone was like, oh. It was half a month later that they were, I mean, yeah. But the other ones, the whole like strep situation of it all, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know that I believe that she had strep all those times. And also all the paparazzi pictures. Anyways, moving on from this craziness. Closing. So many things to close. All right. So we took care of that. Should we talk about Armie Hammer some more? Wait, I completed that. Oh, yeah. Oh, hold on. Before that, I said this so many like weeks ago that I was going to talk about this. Sorry. Robin Lively as Miss Byland. Blake's half-sister Robin Lively plays a character created for the It Ends With Us movie. The end. That's all I wanted to share. That was short and sweet. That is all I wanted to share. So Justin wasn't allowed to get his friend actor that was like super actor. She's a super actress, whatever, on a character that was already created. But Blake Lively's sister needed a character created for her, which we didn't. I still haven't seen. All right, sorry. Moving on again. I ended up reading the rooftop scene. I don't know that I'll have to find it. I don't even know where I wrote about it. It was interesting. They got most of it. I was surprised because I was expecting like the book. I was expecting the book having a lot more because it's a book, and like you want to squeeze a little bit more into the movie. Um but it got most of it. But I did have some thoughts where things were better in the book and where things were actually better in the movie, believe it or not. But the bro was not in the book, and I thought that was a ridiculous, like, who talks like that? But I'm not hip and cool and young, so yeah. So yeah, I didn't appreciate that one. I was like, that is ridiculous. Like, that is so weird. But now that we've seen what they made their daughter say, I feel like they are those parents who don't understand. They're like in their bubble, and they don't understand that most people are not like them, and they're actually, better. That they're pretty bad. And they think they're cool, but they're not. They're just kind of not cool. I don't know if you're still on here, Ryan. As far as like, I don't remember if you're still here. If you're not, I'm talking to myself. But if you're a Deadpool fan, and if you saw the whole Deadpool situation recently around this whole thing, oh yeah, Thirsty Flaw and the Alec Baldwin and Hilaria or whatever she is. I think she's Hillary by birth. But anyways, my take on that is, who is she? Why are they on the red carpets? Because of him, not because of her. Why is she bossing him around? I actually felt bad for him. I felt bad for him. Um, I feel happy that he is not alone in as a result of all that happened. But I felt really, he does, anyone deserves better than that, I feel like. But um yeah, found it odd that it's filed in California first. We talked about that one. The whole, like, sorry, I'm going down by like topics. Um yeah, Jersey Flaw, another simple favor. IMDb, I think, took down the public review score or something. Um, and yeah, that's like such old news right now. I'm like, do I even like read any of this? No. Okay. So yeah, so that's like the whole thing. Yeah, I also called it exploiting a kid with the Deadpool line. It's just, I don't know. I hope, but I don't think there's anything that they can face, legally for that. But they should. That's such like bad parenting that should have consequences. That I don't know why I feel like if a regular person would do that, like the school would call, maybe not social services, but the school would call, like there would be some sort of investigation or something. Like, is this kid being like some sort of abuse or something? I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, oh, the other this is an on and on, like all over the place thing, and then also this terrible internet situation. But I watched a whole new show over the weekend, English Teachers or English Teacher, and it was, I think, also on Disney Plus, Hulu. Yeah. And I loved it. I didn't think I would love it, but I loved it. It was exactly kind of the stuff that I would want to see more. That's why I finished it right away. Although Paradise, I also finished right away because I could not put it down. The last 4 episodes, I needed to be up early, I think the next day, but I was like, I cannot. I need to see how this goes. And it just kept going and going. So, yeah. Um, and oh, I do have the okay. So, chat, let me know. I'm gonna poll it, and this is a question. Uh, like the Goosebumps, right? That's the book that you could go one way or the other. I'm gonna type it in here. Hold on. So you get to choose your own adventure. That's what it's called. Choose your own adventure on this live. And if you're watching on replay, come do lives. This is what I'm going to do now. Choose your own adventure. I'm going to give you choices. Like, what do you want to talk about next? And yeah, I thought he was being interviewed. Who was being interviewed? Sorry, my brain, the last thing I remember saying was about the whole kid situation. Is that what you were talking about? Because yeah, I mean, he was in like behind the scenes or whatever, like director commentary or whatever, those kind of things that they were talking about it. 50-50. Ooh, Armie's going stronger with 3 votes, 3 people. Okay. I'll say that I think the rooftop scene, 50%. You're playing with me now. Yeah, I would say that the rooftop scene is, oh gosh, yeah, you're doing, this is not helping because I can't choose. This is so like, I can see the rooftop scene being exciting, but it's long. My notes are, I think they're longer than, yeah. Well, I don't know. They might be longer than the mom interview part. Um, yeah. Oh, Alec Baldwin. Okay. Um, yeah. He was interviewed by someone. Yeah. And then Hilaria just kind of, like, you cut me off or whatever. And she did that same thing with Jersey Flaw. Yeah. Um, P, you're contradicting yourself, talking about the meet cute and then also Army. Um, Also, that phrase, like, I don't know. Choice of words, P. Choice of words right now. Then the rooftop scene in the pre-recorded video. Yeah, I was thinking like the rooftop scene almost feels like its own thing, you know? And yeah, it's kind of like with the 90 days. I think those could be easily like standalone videos. And I haven't done a standalone video, like pre-recorded video in a while. And maybe that'll like, I don't know, pop up on people's radar a little bit more. And we've been talking a lot. I've been talking a lot. Well, yeah, we've been, all of us, talking a lot about Army today. So let's like close that chapter, close that off. Because I was excited. I mean, gosh, I was debating, and you get me talking, and I don't stop talking, and then I just stream of consciousness here, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about him. Again, not so much about like the whole controversy of it all, but like just like how I felt about the role, like when I would see him in roles. But oh gosh, I hate to say this again with the Billy Bush podcast, and then the mom podcast. The Borg reference was like BFFs, not really. I don't think he would like find me like friend worthy. I don't know, or any worthy. I don't want to say worthy. I'm worthy, but like I don't know anything else. But I feel like he's my first celebrity crush in like a long time. And I think because this is so ridiculous, pathetic, but not really. Because of the whole therapy thing. Like I hate to say it, but I shouldn't hate to say it because it's such like something that's so important to me that, the whole world, and this is a perfect segue into the mom interview. The whole world, I wish, would understand how good therapy is and how the misconceptions with it, and like especially with attachment style theory stuff. I really like want to do the coaching again, but I also feel like if I'm doing these videos and if I want to do anything like creative, like that's going to be weird to be like a coach, like a relationship coach. I don't know. It seems like so weird. I feel like I would feel weird to be this free and open in what I say. I don't know. But my favorite therapist, I wouldn't be a therapist, but my favorite therapist is that one guy on Instagram that is very himself and very like normal person. I'm like, oh, I respect that. So, yeah. All right. So, mom episode. Also, there's the Pierce Morgan interview too. Um but that's like so because that's more of on the controversy, and I've been talking a lot more. I've been focusing a lot more on the now and the podcast. So, right off the bat, they talk about Bible stuff. I don't know if anyone was expecting that if you haven't seen it. Also, thank you, No Data. Thank you, Internet. I love you too. You're doing this to me again. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened in the past, like, was it last week? Right? Because until last week, it was like sometimes it had its moments, but it was generally okay. And now, not so much. I don't know. Okay, so, um, I forget where I wrote it, but basically, the moment that this started, it was all too familiar. It was such a familiar place. Um, as far as like a mom that is very religious, like that, like buys Bibles for you and for people, and I, this is definitely ignorant. I don't really understand having multiple Bibles. Isn't the Bible supposed to be the same thing? If it's the Bible, if you believe that the Bible is written through man by God, it's one time. Like I don't know, but anyways, so but yeah, it was a very familiar feeling, the whole Bible buying and talking. And I started off saying I can understand this desire to scream something you believe in, like to scream to the world and to want to like shout it from the rooftops and all that stuff. Something you believe in. But I also learned with my last few years, I see no data. I see no data on the Wi-Fi, sorry. Um, that whether it's real or not, what you believe in, what you want to share, what you want to um, convert people into, like for me, therapy. Um, whether life changing or not, people are not going to appreciate being educated to or being, talked to like, I know better than you. You need to listen to me. And I think that often happens with when religious people, although she says she really hates being called religious, so I'm not going to call her religious, speak a lot about faith, spirituality, religion in a certain way. There's a certain way because I've definitely heard people, and I don't understand. I'm sorry. I need to like capture this screenshot cuz and send it. Sorry. Send it to the family that this is not working. Oh, my mom sent me a picture of the dog. Okay, hold on. I'm literally like, I don't even know. I almost want to just leave this as well for another time because I can't. At this point, it might as also be a recording because I was watching the other live that this was happening to, and it was so like frozen and just odd. And gosh, this is so freaking frustrating. Like the last two lives, three lives. Yeah, this is a little better. Nope, back to the red. You know, I don't know. It just like throws me off. It throws me off because I don't want to give you a bad experience. I don't want, especially for the replay too. Well, not because you guys, I don't know. You can hear me. I don't know. I hate this. I hate this situation a lot. If it doesn't stabilize in the next 30 seconds, I'm going to leave it for the next time. And I hate to do that because I don't know, it was such like a nice like closure to the night, starting off with one episode of his podcast and then this other episode, which I have I don't know. I found it very interesting, and I have my own 2 cents for whatever it's worth. It's not worth anything in this case, um, but it's just like too frustrating to see the error and not really knowing, like, oh my gosh, should I stop talking? Can you hear me? Can you not hear me? Um, and yeah, just the frustration, the anxiety of it is a little too much. So, yeah. Um, It doesn't seem like it's stabilizing. My family suggested something as far as internet, so I might try that no, tomorrow. Yeah, I don't, yeah, I guess tomorrow would be the day because Thursday is like a later night. So I might come on tomorrow, maybe during the day, probably not, just also at night and like do part two. Easier said than done, but I appreciate that on him. I just get like just stress or anxiety, even if it was just me and I was watching something. You know that kind of stress when things start buffering. It's like one of the worst like technological stresses is buffering. Um, but yeah, I will maybe do during the day the recorded for the rooftop scene tomorrow, and then sorry, I don't know. Yeah, I'll keep you posted. Look in the community tab, make sure the notifications are on and so forth, for that, and then I'll keep you posted as to the schedule for for the next few days. Cause yeah, like I think tomorrow I'll come on at night, and then Thursday I'll come on. I'll do the pre-recorded video and put it live there because I have a leader class. That's what I'll do. But yeah, just I'll keep you posted in the community tab. And yeah, it was not too bad until the last minute. I mean, I was freezing a lot, but we made it through, I think, for a little bit before it started being really bad. So yeah, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Watch Paradise. I almost said Parasite. Also Parasite. It kind of a similar vibe, but very different topics and subject matters and things. But yes, Paradise. Great show. And then we'll continue on with Armie Hammer and the rooftop scene and whatever else comes. I know there's so many things that got published finally on Court Listener, but it was all those like little tidbits and more. So yeah, thank you for your patience and understanding. And but I do feel bad that I can't give you a better quality experience right now in the last couple of lives. But I'll try to figure out for tomorrow. And have a wonderful night. Peace, love, and compassion. I don't know what else to say. Yeah. Have a good night. Good night. I can't even talk. Bye. This is so awkward. It's always awkward, like